I'm going to show you how I delete collections from credit reports. The credit reporting agencies and debt collectors are consistently breaking the law, and you just don't understand that your rights are being violated and you can actually take action. The crazy thing about it is Creditrepair works to a certain extent, but you need the power of law to help you. Now, I'm not talking about law that, some guy dressed in an actual one-piece suit was screaming consumer law. No, I'm talking about real law that attorneys can use to help you. And guess what? There's some situations where people win thousands of dollars in damages because one violation that is an FDCPA violation can cost a debt collector $1,000. But if you match that up with an FCRA violation, now that's even more, because now the damages just start to stack up, and this is what the credit reporting agencies truly do not want you to know. So on today's episode, I'm going to walk you through from start to finish on what to do with an actual collection. So you need to watch this to the end all the way through, and I'm going to give you the exact letter to use. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Mike the Credit Guy. I'm the owner and founder of Limitless Culture. We created the most advanced DIY credit management system in the industry. Our system allows you to take control of your credit, creating custom Metro 2 attack letters every single round, never using templates, for only $55.99 a month. Link is always going to be in the description. Now let's get into this video. I hope you're ready because it's going to get very saucy in here. I'm going to give you all the sauce. I'm not going to hold anything back. Now, what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you exactly how to send a debt validation letter. Everything you've been taught before was completely wrong. I'm going to show you how we're going to structure this letter and what you're going to do when the debt collector doesn't respond, or they just don't respond with the correct information, or they fail to actually delete the item. Because what a lot of people do not understand, when you send a debt validation letter, during the validation period, they are supposed to delete the item temporarily until the investigation is over. This is where everyone messes up. You can send a debt validation letter to any collection company at any point in time. You have never lost your rights to ever send that. And a lot of people think that if they haven't done it, because they never received any notification or they missed the 30-day window, you still have the right to make them validate the debt. So let me show you and walk you through what you're going to say in the first section of your letter. I hereby dispute the validity of the alleged debt listed below entirely. I also request verification of the alleged debt, specifically a copy of the original purchase agreement. Agreement must be with the original creditor and signed by all parties involved. I am requesting this because I have had different companies reach out to me about this same alleged debt. Now, after you put that first section in there, the next line, you're going to write the actual alleged debt's name, the account number, and the amount. And underneath that, you're going to place this exact paragraph. I am requesting immediate deletion of all prior reporting made to any consumer reporting agencies, Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, and Innovis. You must cease collection efforts until the alleged debt is validated. You must show proof that you legally own this alleged debt and that it is accurate and complete. Notice how simple that letter was. Now remember, put your name and your address and your date of birth at the bottom of the letter. You do not have to sign it. Also, make sure you put it at the top just in case. You want to make sure that they can't say, oh, we don't know who you are. Do not put your social security number on the letter. That is not necessary. Now, what we did in that first section is we actually show them that we're trying to validate this and verify it, and we are disputing it entirely because this triggers 1692E8, threatens or communicates false credit information, including the failure to communicate that the debt is disputed. They must mark it in dispute on your credit report. They have 48 business hours from the moment they signed that return receipt. Send it certified mail with return receipt. If they do not mark it in dispute on your credit report, pull your credit report from annualcreditreport.com. It does not take 35 days for them to update this information. Last part is the most important. The FDCPA clearly states that if you do not hit that like button, I'm not going to give you any more sauce. No, I'm just kidding. Make sure to smash that like button and make sure that you actually subscribe, because we're trying to get this channel to 1 million subscribers and we cannot do it without you. Make sure that you make copies of the letters that you sent to the actual debt collectors and your little certified receipt and your return receipt that's signed by them showing that they received it. This is very important for this process. Now, we also triggered another FDCPA law, 1692GB. Collector must cease collection efforts until the debt is validated. Collection efforts are when they are reporting items on your credit report. So if they did not delete this item from your credit report and mark it in a dispute, those are two FDCPA violations that you can act upon immediately. Now, we caught the actual debt collectors in a violation if they did not delete the collection item from your credit report within the actual validation period, which is the 30-day window. Now, you want to pull your credit reports from annualcreditreport.com 48 business hours after they have signed for the actual letter, because that gives them enough time to actually delete it from your credit report or even mark it in dispute. If they did neither of those, then it's game on, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna move on to the next part, which is super important. Whenever you're doing this, you wanna make sure that you pull your credit reports from annualcreditreport.com, because any legal team is going to ask for your credit report specifically from that location. It's 100% free once a week until they say you can't have them anymore. So just be aware of that. That is very important. So now we're gonna move on to the phase. Now we have the proof that we pulled our credit reports. It was not deleted and it was not marked in dispute or one or the other, correct? So now we're going to actually dispute this with the credit reporting agency. We're gonna show them proof that they did not validate this debt, and now why is it reporting on your credit report? Now you printed out a copy of your annual credit report and you want to actually get a copy of the collection that's reporting from your annual credit report with Equifax, Experian, or TransUnion. Now you're gonna make a copy of that. You're going to also make a copy of the debt validation letter that you sent to the actual collection company, the certification showing that it was actually sent certified mail, and the return receipt. And you're gonna simply state in your letter this: I sent a letter on this specific date, list the date, to this debt collection company, list the collection company, and they did not actually delete the item from my credit report, and they are supposed to cease all communication during the validation period. And they did not actually validate the debt. So please explain to me why this is still on my credit report. This is now misleading data and I want it deleted immediately. Now the credit reporting agency does have 30 days to respond to you. Now remember, they have to show reasonable procedures that they did a real true investigation. If they sent you a letter just stating this item is verified to be yours and there's no proof, no anything there, guess what? Is that really reasonable procedures when you show them 100% proof that this item was not properly validated? Now, at the most, you're going to fire off a second round potentially, and you're just basically going to say the same thing, supply all the evidence of all of the letters that you sent, including all the certifications, all the return receipt, and you're going to state, I sent you a letter on so-and-so date. You have not shown me proper procedures and that you did a real investigation. You just said this item was verified. How is it verified when the collection company has not validated or verified this information with me also? I want the item deleted immediately. And at the end of that letter, you're going to type, you are reporting misleading data. And I've clearly shown proof that this is all misleading. Send it certified mail with return receipt. You're gonna wait 30 days. If they do not delete it, now you have an FDCPA case because they did not delete the item within the actual validation period. And if they did not mark in a dispute, those are two FDCPA violations. Now you also have a potential for an FCRA violation because misleading data is an error. and any error can lead to a potential case. Now, you have all of your letters. You can use one of our consumer law attorneys, or you can be a big dog and file a lawsuit in small claims in your local court. It's important to remember, anytime you're disputing with the credit reporting agencies, it is their duty to investigate properly. I cannot stress that enough to you, especially when you bring the proof to them. Remember, the credit reporting agencies are inundated with all these nonsense cookie cutter letters, and they can't keep up. So they're using eOscar and the ACDV process to just sweep you away and not even pay attention to your letters. They're not there to help you. So you need to catch them in a violation, and then maybe you could potentially win some money. Sue them in small claims court. Use one of our actual consumer law attorneys in our network. It's just that simple, but you have to put the work in. You want good credit, then you have to put the work in. We covered a lot in this video on how to bust up the credit reporting agencies and how to catch debt collectors. Listen, I hope you really enjoyed this video because this is a lot of information. I hope you take action, because until you take action, things are never gonna change on your credit reports. So if you like this video, make sure to drop some comments in there, drop some emojis in there so we can get this video going. If there's a specific topic you want me to talk about, drop it in the comments section, because we cannot do it without you. It's all about you, our community. So thank you for watching. Now make sure that you watch the next two videos, because those are recommended by YouTube. And don't forget, subscribe to increase your credit score.